we're falling into place like dominoes.
Hi, America, I'm on my phone and welcome to another video. Today, we're going to be reacting to our Spotify Wrapped. I'm very excited about it because I'm really excited to see what suggestions you all gave me this year that I ended up really loving and playing in my everyday life. And I'm also excited to see which ones I didn't. I think it'll be very interesting. Spotify Wrapped officially came out the day before I'm filming this, and I was just so excited to see everyone give, like, the artists that I love some love, like some Taylor, some Mitski, some Lizzo I saw a bunch of people. And it seemed like there was just so much goodness. And I just realized how many of my friends actually like the music I like, which is really great. And especially how so many of my friends love the music that I now love thanks to you. But I'm excited to see what the heck happens. I have no idea. I am, contrary to last year, I was like, oh, I film on my phone, so the mobile part, I kind of did a voiceover and it was not the best. But this year I asked my mom to let me borrow her iPad so I could do it. This mom does not listen to music on Spotify, so I could just log into my account and not have any worries. So we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be screen recorded and all that good stuff. And then after that, we'll check out my top songs, which I'll just use my laptop for and do the screenshot thing that I did last year, because I think that's easier. But I'm so excited. I hope you all are excited as well. And anyway, let's get into it. First, we're diving into the Year 2021 Wrapped, like the little video that's more interactive. So let's see what happens. All right, we're going into it. All right, I'm not listening to any of the music on it because this is a reaction of, what songs rather than what it is. This year was anything but normal. Ready to get into the thick of it? I guess so. Your Wrapped is here. And action. If 2021 was a movie, you were the main character. Well, of course. And what's a movie without a soundtrack? Aww. The opening credits theme is Gold Rush by Taylor Swift. I listened to that so much early in the year. That's such a good song. The song played as you defeat the ancient angel spirit town. Yes, that is accurate. Song playing as a single tear drops into your reflection in the pond. Pink in the Night. Oh yeah, the I love you. I do like that one. I got confused with Come Into the Water. In 2021, you did what you had to do. Playing box fan sounds every single night. Completely normal. Oh my god, they have so many good things. You spent 26,969 minutes listening. That's more than 80% of other listeners in the United States. That is way lower than I used to. I think it's because I'm filming and doing all these other things. I'm normally like a 40,000, 50,000 person, maybe even 60,000. I can't remember. Whatever it was last year, it's pretty accurate for the past. But I spent a lot less time on Spotify. I think I will admit that. I was so busy, and a lot of the things I was busy with didn't allow me to listen to music, and it was so sad. Well, everyone was trying to figure out what NFTs were. Me too. You had one song on repeat. Your top song of the year was Gold Rush by Taylor Swift? Really? I don't think I've listened to that song since like a few months ago. But it's 32 times? That's a lot. But that wasn't the only song in your rotation? Yeah, that's right. Gold Rush, Receive, Drum Set, Townie, and Brutal. That sounds like the year, actually. Dang, I really listened very heavily in the early part of the year. You deserve a playlist as long as your skincare routine. That's true. Yes, I will check that out in a little bit. So, added, all good. In a year like 2021, even your music gets a vibe check. It's time to unveil your audio aura. I'm a little concerned. Oh, this is really pretty. Your top music moods are yearning and wistful. Aren't those synonyms? Yeah, I do got a lot of hope and yearning. You always understood the assignment. That's right. You listened to 111 different genres this year, but we would have been proud if you exclusively listened to whale sounds. Okay, a lot of dance pop, art pop, indie pop, pop rock, and hyper pop. That sounds right. I'm a pop person. How well do you know you? We're talking the 3 a.m. playing music with no lights on you. Oh no. Tap the false statement. The artist you binge listened to the most was Lady Gaga. The artist who appeared the most in your playlist was Arca. The number one Spotify playlist of the year was Top Songs 2019. Those all sound fake. I'm not gonna lie. It's Arca. The artist, yeah, she didn't appear nearly as much, but I do still like her. The artist appeared who most of my playlist was Taylor Swift, for sure. Share the story to see if your BFFs can beat the challenge. I didn't even compete. You listened to 1,364 different artists. I'm proud about that. Your top artist is Taylor Swift. I was in the top 3%. Like, that's not like something to brag as much about, but I do love her music. You spent a total of 1890 minutes with them. Couldn't get enough of her Gold Rush, we know. In fact, you found a lot of love this year. My top artists are Taylor Swift, Alanis Morissette, Fiona Apple, Mitski, and Arca. That's fair. I like that. Thanks for making us a regular part of your totally irregular year. Now go forth and proudly share your top tier taste with the world. And then it gives me the stuff to look at. Thank you. I'm so glad that you all did give me a lot of taste. I'm pretty pleased with that. Thank you. Let's reflect on that. I'm so glad we got Taylor Swift at the top because she's been my number one artist ever since she released her back catalog back onto Spotify. So I feel like it would have been awkward if it didn't happen. Yeah, I didn't realize that all my Gold Rush streams from before really showed up. I didn't expect that. Also, does it say Lady Gaga was the artist I binged the most? Oh, I listened to the Fun Tonight remix a lot. That could be a reason for it. And then I would listen to a lot of the stuff from Dawn of Chromatica. And then I listened to Chromatica and then Dawn of Chromatica to notice the difference when I was preparing that video. That makes sense why that would be, because I don't listen to a ton of Lady Gaga specific music all the time. I'm really happy. I knew Mitski would be there. I'm kind of surprised that Mitski's only 4th. I'm surprised that Alanis actually got 2nd. I love Alanis, as you know on this channel, but I just don't see this year as like the year I listened to Alanis. I remember last year was much more of an Alanis year. And then I did get Fiona Apple, which I listened the heck out of Fetch the Bolt Cutters, which I'm sure you're going to see on my top songs. It's a lot of Fetch the Bolt Cutters probably. And then Arca, I think from the sheer amount of stuff we've gotten from Arca and the sheer amount of reactions I've done to Arca and just the fact that I generally like her music and will listen to it again, I think that's where it fell in. Because I think, to me, I listen to a lot of different songs and then there's like a core group that stays. And I'm glad that Arca and Mitski and Fiona Apple and Alanis are all in that. And Taylor, of course, but I'm not surprised. I am surprised that it's considered dance pop because I don't think Alanis, Fiona, Mitski, even Taylor are considered dance pop. And I don't even know if Arca would be considered dance pop. Like, is there a separate one for her more avant-garde things? Is there a different genre that they're doing? I don't know. Dance pop, I love dance and I love pop. So maybe that's just reflected in the other artists and songs that are in my top songs. I don't know. Anyway, let's dive into the top songs. Ah, yes, my favorite genre is 2021 rap. So number 1, Gold Rush. 2, Receive, Drum Set for 3, Townie for 4, and Brutal for 5. I agree, I listen to those songs a lot. In particular, Gold Rush and Receive was on my like waking up playlist at the beginning of the year. I don't use that playlist anymore, but I used it for a lot of the spring semester. So I could see that. Drum Set I played all the time. Townie I played all the time, and Brutal I played all the time. They were very much like catharsis songs for me, and I really vibed with them. All right, so that wake up playlist really does do a lot because Fan Behavior from Isaac Dunbar, incredible song by the way, is there. I Want You to Love Me is number 7. I definitely agree with that. I love that song so much, and I thought that could have also been a contender for number 1. Also, if I did any reactions to albums, I will put ones that I specifically think are highlighted here in the cards, and then Other ones I'll put in the description below, so if you want to check them out and see my first thoughts, you can. I mainly say that for any of the Mitski stuff, the Fetch the Bolt Cutters, and like Sour is even here already, and we'll see where we go. Okay, to round out the top 10, we have Strawberry Blonde, Driver's License, and Joga. I agree with Strawberry Blonde. I'm kind of surprised about Driver's License being that high. Like, I listened to it, like, I liked it. And then just maybe with, like, the Sour listens, maybe I just heard it a couple extra times. But it's not my favorite song on the album. Like, Brutal and Good For You are definitely ones I prefer. But it was a really good song when it came out. I mean, it still is a really good song, but it was, like, a song for me to stream at that point. But maybe they're just trying to make it like, oh, yeah, don't worry, you can have it in your top 100 because it was the year's song. And then Joga, I agree. I love that song so much, and I listen to that a lot as, like, just allowing my emotions to exist. 11 and 12, Heavy Balloon and Happy, also ones I thought could make it higher, but they made it really high. WTF2, I know, I'm so glad Miley got on here, even though this album was not released this year. Alarm Call, To Your Love, yes, I agree with all of that. My Body's Made of Crystal Stars, yes! Oh my gosh, this is very informed by the channel, but I think you guys just give good suggestions. These songs I listen to so much, and I doubt I would have listened to them if I hadn't had this channel. Snow Globe, I also realized I listened to that a lot this summer. I love the Greatest Hits album a lot. Even Lilith got in here. Good for her. She deserves to be in there because, like, even though that album came out later, like, I streamed the heck out of Lilith in particular. So I don't know. It's not telling me the number for each of them, which is annoying. Okay, so to round out the top 20 is Under the Table from Fiona Apple and then Washing Machine Heart. I remember when they did the Only You thing earlier this year, they were like, only you listen to Washing Machine Heart in the morning. And I was like, you're right, I really do. It's a good morning song. But I guess everyone else does it when they're depressed at night. American Graffiti at 21 is that Pablo Vittar like video that I'm getting. I don't know what that's about, but I don't know if it takes up a spot or anything, but she's here, good for her. So I'm gonna say that's not probably. And then 22, we have Fun Tonight, the Pablo Vittar remix. I stream the heck out of because it's so good. Long Story Short, Remember My Name, and Numb. Yeah, I did stream a lot out of Be the Cowboy, Greatest Hits, Evermore, all of that. Solar Power is here. I know we're not the biggest fan of the album, but the song was a good, like, little background sound for the summer. It was just a good vibe that I kind of just needed sometimes a stripped back number. So I took it. It's still not my favorite album, and I still think that Lorde could have done something much more exciting for this year, but we'll take what we can get. Then we have Honey, Shamika, You'd Be Paranoid Too, and Circles from Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, good. I did listen to that a bunch. That was also on my morning playlist. Okay, that's the top 30, but we have Girl is the Gun with 31, On I Go, Fuzzy, Making the Most of the Night, and Lens. I do love Making the Most of the Night. I think it's becoming much more my favorite song on Emotion. There's a lot of other songs I like on Emotion, but it's the one I will play often. To round out the top 40, if it was the top 40 hits, I guess, we would have Night Crawling, Dream Girl, Relay, Incomplete, and 100% Pure Love. Oh my god, I discovered 100% Pure Love this past year. I was in a hip hop class and they did a house like dance style day. And now I'm actually going to use that song for some choreography of my own, which is going to be very exciting. And Dream Girl actually is a song by my friend, Kara Vather Koi. And she put something in that song that's just incredible. You should listen to it if you haven't already. I highly recommend her work. I think she's going to go really big at some point. But she's so much fun. Hyper pop-ish right now, but she's also done some more acoustic style stuff. Just check out her discography. It's not a huge catalog right now, so do it while it's manageable. As you can see, we just are generally getting a lot of Fetch the Bolt Cutters, and we are getting a lot of Alanis. I will say that we are getting a bunch of that, especially from the Havoc and Flavors of Entanglement, where there is that pop and like rock influence in it. It's good. All right, going to the finish the top half, we have Good For You, Silk Chiffon, which I streamed so many times in one day. If It Ain't Me, that was on the morning playlist. Heavy Metal Heart from Sky Ferreira, good for her. Empathy, Montero, Call Me By Your Name, The Other Side of the Door, Taylor's version. Violet, Transparent Soul from Willow and Travis Barker. Nobody Asked Me If I Was Okay. And is that the end of the top 50? Yes, that is. So we did get a bunch of Sky Ferreira. I don't think Nobody Asked Me If I Was Okay is the second one I would stream most. I think I Blame Myself I listened to more, or at least I like it more. I like it more than Heavy Metal Heart, but Heavy Metal Heart made it into enough playlists for it to get streamed more. As you can see, like, I don't have a ton of Taylor Swift in here. Like, I have, like, Taylor Swift is here, but it's not like the entire Evermore album is going to be on this, or the entire Fearless Taylor's version is going to be on it. Now, will Fred Taylor's version be on a lot of next year? It's possible. I'm also curious if they count December in next year's, or they just block it out entirely, because that would be really interesting, and that would make sense more a little bit why Gold Rush did it. Though I did listen to it a lot in January too. And I guess generally throughout the year for it to be consistent. It also was streamed more times than my previous ones. It was 32, which is not a ton of times, but it's a ton of times for me to listen to the same song. And the one that was previous was Excess from Rina Sawayama, Icon, and I only streamed that 25 times, so we've increased. Now going into just the top of the bottom half, we have Happiness from Taylor Swift, Bees and Honey bonus track from Rina Sawayama, and Coco Morier, don't know. Fizzy from Sophie. Sophie got on here. Okay, good for you, Sophie. You deserve it. Fetch the Bolt Cutters title track, My Tears Ricochet, Easier Than Lying, The Way You Felt from Alec Benjamin. I did like that song. Arms from Jack Newsom. I like that a lot. Nobody No Crime from Taylor Swift. And Haim. That's right. And then I Am Not a Woman, I'm a God from Halsey. I realize there's not a ton of overlap from previous years. I think My Tears Ricochet is the first one I've noticed. There might be a couple others, but a lot of stuff came out this year, or it came out late enough last year, or it's something I discovered in the past year that couldn't have made it on last year's playlist. I also thought I wasn't going to get a lot of 2021 stuff, but I really have been streaming the heck out of If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, and Evermore and all that stuff. So I am going to get some more 2021 songs than I expected. I guess, though, Evermore's not 2021. All right, going next. This is very much my January walks in particular, when I was at home and it was snowy and I would take walks most days. This is inspired by that a lot. And I can tell because Ungodly Hour. I love the song. I listen to it most in January. If they show me a minutes of how many minutes you listen to a month, it's mainly in January, I bet. It just seems like that's what it is because, yeah, I listened to that mainly then. And I remember distinctly every time I listened to it then. It was a lot, but I think it was mainly then. Like It from Water Parks, Champagne Problems, Give Me More, Your Best American Girl, Sleeping on My Dreams, KLK, I Never Wanna Die, Window, and Excess still made it again. Okay, we didn't just gut Excess, because that sometimes can happen where I just completely nix whatever song it was from that point. We got Extraordinary Machine made an appearance there, and Excess came back, and Gimme More, I listened to Gimme More a bunch in 1 week this summer. It was very much the mood, and it only made it this high, but it kind of deserves better. Your Best American Girl, I think I did it another week. So it seems that Gimme More was a little more impactful, or at least more used. Next, Adore You from Jessie Ware, which I discovered that album just this year. Coney Island, actually. I didn't expect Coney Island to make it that many times. Maybe it would be when I started all of listening to Evermore on Shuffle and it would just come up first or close to first, so I would just end up listening to it. Because I don't think all of Evermore is going to be on this list. And I just don't think of Coney Island as one. I don't even think I know all the words to it. So, interesting. Timps, the Sick in the Head song, Not the Doctor, good stuff. I Blame Myself, I really should listen to it more because I love it. Maybe it's one that I'm just worried that if I listen to it too much, it will lose its luster. But I do love that, and I think it's my favorite song still on Nighttime My Time. Closure, Length, So Pure still made it. Oxytocin, and Flamboyant. Oh yes, we still got a Dorian Electra because I discovered them in October, so I wasn't sure if they would really make this whole playlist. I don't remember when the cutoff is, but yeah, I'm glad that they made an appearance. Next we have For Her, All I Really Want. Yes, Is It Cold in the Water from Sophie made it. I'm happy about that. Hotel Happy, Newspaper, I Don't Want It At All from Kim Petras. Last of the Morning playlist, and I don't think I had it on for very long. You Ought to Know, Fearless, Taylor's version, of course. Bip, yes, good song. And I think I like Bip more than Fizzy, but I guess the streams say otherwise. And The Secret Life of Me to round out the top 90. Then our last 10, we have Woman Down from Alanis Morissette. Dorothea, Midnight Sky made an appearance again. What's Your Pleasure? Laffy, I feel like I didn't listen to it that many times. Cardigan, Body, I thought I listened to that more times. Mirage, Don't Stop, Snakeskin, and Tolerate It. I feel like this last 10 is just like whatever happened to be there. Remember, I don't listen to songs like 20 million times, so it's quite possible that this point is just like, oh, you listened to it like 7 times, and here it is. It's definitely a much more random selection, though I still got a lot of it inspired from y'all, and I really did enjoy most of these songs quite a bit. So with that, that's all my Spotify Wrapped. I really had fun. I hope you all did as well. What is your top artist? What are your top songs? How many times did you listen to your top song? I really want to know that, and how many minutes. Are you insane? Are you very reasonable? Where are you at? I would love to know, because I think it will be very interesting to see where my listeners and my watchers are versus where I'm at. Also, if you like me for my music, which you can check out my music down in the description below, you always have been. If you have like songs of mine that are ended up in your top 100, I would love to see that. I don't know if anyone's at that point in their life, but I would love to see if that is the case, because that would make my entire day. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what would you like me to do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles, from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Smile big.